Marvel Rivals has been taking the gaming scene by storm since its release in 2024 and shows no sign of letting up. If you haven't been living under a rock for the last month or so, chances are you're playing Marvel Rivals or thinking about getting started. To succeed, you're going to need to understand each of the characters in the roster and the roles they're best suited for in order to help your team achieve victory. Don't know who to main? No problem. Todd World has you covered. So strap in as we run through the top 5 strategists in Marvel Rivals. Number 5. The Invisible Woman. A recent addition to the Marvel Rivals roster, Dr. Susan Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, draws on her ability to control the battlefield with precision and adaptability. Her invisibility, passive healing, and crowd control tools allow her to disrupt enemies while shielding and supporting her team. Abilities like Guardian Shield and Psionic Vortex let her create opportunities for allies by mitigating damage and slowing opponents, while her ultimate, Invisible Boundary, excels at countering powerful enemy ultimates and protecting allies. However, her effectiveness depends heavily on positioning, as her self-sustain is limited outside of invisibility and her abilities have finite range. Additionally, she cannot shield herself directly, leaving her vulnerable to sustained pressure. Position carefully around the mid-range to bring out the best in this strategist. Number 4. Captain America. Now you may be thinking, hold on a minute, isn't Cap a Vanguard? And it's true that Steve Rogers isn't technically categorized as a strategist in Marvel Rivals. However, as an off-meta pick, Cap can really excel at bringing your team together. At what might be the pivotal moment in Avengers Assemble, the first official outing of the Avengers Ensemble in Marvel's wildly successful Marvel Cinematic Universe, it is Captain America that pulls the team together, takes charge, and sets out the team's win con. This is something you always want to be looking out for in your games to ensure everything you're doing is moving your team closer to victory. And while this super soldier may not be the most powerful hero in the roster right now, we actually feel this puts him in a great spot where he's unlikely to be hit by massive nerfs or an enormous rework. In fact, in the current meta, you might even say that Steve is perfectly balanced.
I understood that reference.
Number 3. Professor X. While yet to officially join the Marvel Rivals roster, Professor X has been teased as a potential hero, and we know that more X-Men are coming. With his unparalleled intellect, mastery of telepathy, and deep understanding of human and mutant psychology, Professor Charles Xavier founded his school for gifted youngsters both as a refuge for fellow mutants and as a training facility to help them hone their abilities. He not only devises complex battle plans, but also anticipates threats before they arise, using his abilities to gather intelligence and manipulate situations to his advantage. His strategic thinking extends beyond combat, as he carefully balances diplomacy and conflict to achieve his vision of peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans. We're sure that when Professor X does finally join the Marvel Rivals lineup, he will be one of the most powerful characters available. Number 2. Batman. The Caped Crusader may not be a Marvel character, but there's no denying his knack for strategy. Having on more than one occasion taken down a compromised Justice League, the star-studded team of Earth's mightiest heroes, the Dark Knight is certainly a force. Through years of rigorous training across the globe, mastering martial arts, criminology, psychology, and stealth, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, trained with elite tacticians, detectives, and fighters, honing his mind and body to perfection. This diverse education, combined with his natural intellect and relentless drive, enabled him to analyze opponents, outthink enemies, and develop intricate plans to overcome practically any challenge. With all of that in his arsenal, you don't have to be the world's greatest detective to see that Batman deserves the number 2 spot. Number 1. Hannibal. Hannibal is regarded as one of history's greatest strategists due to his daring and innovative military tactics during the Second Punic War. He famously led his army, including war elephants, across the Alps to launch a surprise attack on Rome, a feat of immense logistical and strategic brilliance. Hannibal's victories at battles like Cannae, where he encircled and annihilated a much larger Roman force, showcased his mastery of battlefield strategy, deception, and adaptability. Despite limited resources and being far from Carthage, his campaigns challenged Rome's dominance and have been studied as examples of tactical genius and unconventional warfare in the millennia since. This is one leader that knew how to play his cards right. As for his elephants, Hannibal fielded African forest elephants with mounted soldiers. These animals were not only employed for their ability to trample and completely overwhelm foot soldiers, but also to demoralize and utterly terrify his enemies. So, the next time you're at a disadvantage, consider taking a leaf from Hannibal's book and going after the enemy's morale with elephants. There you have it. Hopefully this list has you ready to dive into the world of Marvel Rivals and achieve strategic dominance. Your favorite hero didn't make the list? Let us know in the comments below your own top 5 strategists, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.